Hey guys, what is up? Zero here, and welcome back to Fruits of Literature Club. So, I know it sounded like I was going to say more there, but really there wasn't more. I guess I could say Chapter 5. We are technically still in Chapter 5. So basically, we are here to show off Sayori and Yuri's bad endings, because we picked their good endings the first tries. So now we're going to show off their bad endings, and also for people who don't seem to understand, Monica and Natsuki's route is not out yet, so, wait for that.
For the fifth time.
Yeah, because some people still are like, where's the Fruits Natsuki route? And it's like, it's not out. So anyway, let's show their good and bad endings. Well, let's show their bad endings. So let's start with Sayori. Luckily, I got save files here. So, last time we decided to comply with him, but now this time we are going to grab our handgun like an absolute moron.
It's gonna end in 5 seconds, watch.
No, it won't. I decide I'm gonna need to grab my weapon. Kagan, do you really think this is smart? I mean, you were on the right track when you asked me earlier. How many of your men were in the forest? How many thought the same thing as you when they faced me? And how many of them died by my hands? All because they hurt Sayori. And guess what position you're in now, Kagan? The same as them. Do you think I'm scared of you? I'm the one with the gun. I'm the one that controls how long your girlfriend survives. If she dies, what do you think is going to stop me from slaughtering you? Maybe nothing. But then your precious Sayori would be gone for good. Kagan starts to go on a tangent, which gives me time to think. Taking a closer look at Kagan's handgun, I can accurately determine it is a Glock 19. They are commonly used for police officers and have a standard trigger weight of 6 pounds. So it doesn't take that much pressure to discharge the firearm. Kagan's finger is already resting on the trigger, but how much pressure he's putting on is still a mystery. If I can manage to hit him in the T-box, well then I can bring him down instantly without worrying about his body spasming enough to pull the trigger on Sayori. The T-box is a small area that bridges in between someone's eyes and a little down their nose. If you can land a bullet into this hypothetical box, it will destroy the center of the brain and the central nervous system, causing instant death without the fear of cadric spasms. But the problem is, if you miss, your aggressor can survive a gunshot to the head and have enough energy or time to return fire. And the actual area that I'm going to be aiming for is extremely difficult. Not even British Special Air Service operators, who are some of the best marksmen in the world, would risk such a shot. But they aren't me. I need to plan this accordingly. If I can get him to draw his weapon at me, I can go forward without worrying for Sayori. The realistic chance of that happening is slim to none. I need to antagonize him a bit more. Kagan, you can fuck with me. You can hate me. You can try to kill me. But if you involve her, I'll show you no mercy. You'll fucking face the true extent of what I am. His face seems to hesitate for a moment, but then he stiffens back up and directs his eyes to mine. I know what you are. You're nothing more than a dog. A dog that's going to be put down very soon. Well, let me tell you something. This dog's been wearing a wire. What? And everything you've been saying has been recorded and listened to by the police. Any minute now, they'll be coming to this location, and you will not escape. Even if I die, you will not escape this. You son of a bitch! I look out the window behind him, and then I stare directly into his eyes. There is fear in them. I have them now. Looks like they've already arrived. Kagan shifts and looks behind him out the window, slowly pulling the barrel of his Glock away from Sayori's head. I reach to the small of my back, retrieve my own handgun, and raise it. As he turns his head back to me, I try to fire at my destination. The bullet strikes the side of his head as he recoils, causing it to tear through his ear. Out of reflex, he points his gun at me. One of the rounds that Kagan fires misses my neck just barely and strikes the wall behind me. But the other flies right through my left shoulder. The force of the bullet ripping through my flesh throws me off balance. I keep my focus on Kagan's head and fire again. He ducks at just the right moment so my round barely misses. I run up to both Kagan and Sayori and slam the butt of my handgun against Kagan's head, causing him to scream and release Sayori. I take my free hand and, ignoring the pain from its shoulder, I throw Sayori to the ground away from Kagan. Wrapping my left hand around Kagan's right, I try to keep his gun from tagging any part of my body. He grabs my right with his left, trying to do the same thing as I. We struggle for a moment as Sayori screams on the ground. 2 rounds pass through my stomach, sending me into an immediate shock of nausea. Shit, I'm hit again. I need to get this gun away from him. And there's only one way I can do that. I pull my left arm in, giving Kagan control of his gun again. I extend my right arm as far out as I can, and then bring my head down to his collarbone. Don't fuck with the dog if you don't want to get bit! Bringing down my teeth against his collarbone, I bite as hard as I can. All hesitation I once had now fades away as the adrenaline takes over from the severe wounds inflicted upon me. His skin tears as my teeth sink deeper until I make physical contact with his bone, but I continue to apply pressure. Ah! What the hell? I feel him fumble around with his gun and I shove my knee against his armpit. He grunts, but out of the corner of my eye I see the Glock still in his hand. I can feel the hypothetical laser of it against my temple and slam my left hand down onto it. Another round flies through my left thigh. If I was a little slower, he would have shot me in the head and it would be over. I start to feel the flow of blood trickle up my throat. This isn't good. No matter what happens here, Kagan, I'm going to take you with me to hell. Using as much energy as I can, I backed out hard enough till I feel a crack. Angling my incisors, I pull my head up and bring out a chunk of flesh and a large fractured segment of Kagan's collarbone. Ah! What the hell are you? He drops his gun at the sight and starts to panic. Letting the gibbed chunk of flesh fall out of my mouth onto the floor, I look him directly in the eyes. Your eyes! There's no way. I slam my forehead against his, which causes both of us to stumble to the ground. I manage to get on top of him before slamming the butt of my handgun against his temple. He swings back, striking me in the arms a few times, then in the face. But I don't feel the blows. I throw my handgun across the room and wrap my arms around Kagan's throat and squeeze. Ah! Ah! Get off me, you freak! His face starts to turn blue as I squeeze tighter and tighter against his windpipe. The squeaks he makes as his last breath exits his lungs only agitate me further. You hurt Sayori. You ruined the only peace that I wanted. And you threatened me like you owned me. You don't own me, Kagan. It's funny how you said I was a dog earlier. But you're the one pleading with me as you die like a dog. It's a dog-eat-dog world, Kagan. Only the strongest survive. His grip on my arms weakened considerably and he turns his head to Sayori. The blood that's pouring out of my stomach, mouth, thigh, and arm are starting to make me feel dizzy. A tear rolls out from his eye as he stops moving completely. His arms fall limp and drop to the ground. Releasing the grip on Kagan's corpse, I let myself calm down. Sayori sits up and continues to cry into her hands. I raise myself off of his body and feel extreme dizziness overcome me. I can't stand up. I don't have the strength to. Rolling myself off of Kagan's body and towards the middle of the room, I turn my head to Sayori.
Zero?
She crawls over and places my head on her lap. The adrenaline starts to wear off and my wounds begin to sting. And oh dear God, do they sting. Sayori dials 911 on her phone and holds it to her ear. After a few minutes, Sayori ends the call and gently rubs my hair with her hand.
Zero, it'll be okay. The paramedics are coming to help.
Sayori.
Yeah?
Raising my good hand up near my chest, I grasp her hand and intertwine our fingers. You're a strong girl.
Uh-huh.
I want you to stay a strong girl. It's getting hard to breathe. The blood in my throat and mouth does make it hard to breathe and swallow, but it's not enough to the point that I'm asphyxiating from it. But internal bleeding and severe organ damage are evident.
I will be a strong girl, but I need you with me. You can't leave me.
I'll be okay. It doesn't hurt anymore.
It doesn't?
No, so don't worry.
Zero, there's something I want to tell you.
What is it?
Thank you for putting up with me. All of this time. I know I haven't been the most normal person around you, but that's because you really made me happy, and I knew I could rely on you. And when you joined the literature club, I had a reason to get out of bed in the morning. I love you, Zero.
Sayori, I'm the one who should be thanking you. You've helped me realize that I don't need to be alone. You introduced me to your friends, and they became mine. I finally had a reason to stay involved. Sayori, I love you too. The pain finally begins to numb completely. I look into Sayori's eyes one last time. Strange. I can't feel anything else but a tear that rolls down my cheek.
0. 0! No!
Ma'am? I know. I just need a minute to process. I understand. Are you sure that... Yes, ma'am. He was pronounced dead at the scene. God damn it. I rest my face in my hands and fight the stinging at my eyes. Miyuki, my assistant, walks over to my side and places her hand on my shoulder. The sudden news of Zero's death hits me harder than anything I've ever experienced. The emotions I'm feeling, I don't even know how to express it in words. It takes everything I have just to keep these tears down. Miyuki, you may take the rest of the day off. I need to go somewhere. Are you sure, ma'am? Yes. Choking on my words, I stand up and exit my office. Walking through the extremely painful hallway, I reach a window that I watch Zero's final examination take place at. Ashen and I stood right here until it was completely over. And looking back on it now, I'm the only one left. I force myself to ignore and swallow my emotions till I get to my car. Maintaining my emotional resolve, I drive to another familiar place. Pulling my car over into a small dirt lot, I walk out and head into a secluded part of the lake. Each step on the one deck makes it harder and harder to keep my composure. When I reach that part of the railing, I lose it. I can't hold back my emotions anymore. I can't hold back my tears anymore. I can't hold back my regret anymore. The pain and loss of losing one of the only people I had left weighs too much on me. First Ashley, and now Zero? The two people who made my life bearable